I survived the electric chair, and I'm back to tell you what happened to me. Back in 1945, they sentenced me to death in Louisiana when I was just 16. They said I killed Andrew Thomas, the guy who used to give me a job at his pharmacy. Thomas was shot dead in August '44, and nobody could figure out who did it for 9 long months. When they arrested me, the cops claimed I had Thomas's wallet in my pocket, but there was no proof of that at the trial. I tried naming a few other people, saying they were involved in the murder, but the police were having none of it. They kept pressing me for a confession. I was there for days, no sleep, drink, or food, and I snapped. I confessed to them just to get this over with. That was until the trial. When it came to the trial, I was ready to plead my innocence, but my court-chosen defense attorneys called no witnesses and put up no defense. I had no chance, and what a surprise, they found me guilty. They decided my fate before I had a chance of saying otherwise. They convicted me just 2 days into the trial, and I was sentenced to die, even though I was only 16 when this all happened. If you're enjoying my story, make sure to subscribe to hear more stories lost in time. The plan was to fry me in the electric chair come May 1946. The day of my execution came. As I sat down on the chair, I saw friends and family staring back at me with tears in their eyes. The executioners tied me down and slowly lowered the headpiece down on my shaven head. This felt like minutes, but was probably only seconds as sweat dripped down my face. Then it happened. It felt like 101,000 needles and pins were pricking in me all over, and my left leg felt like somebody was cutting it with a razor blade. I could feel my arms jumping at my sides. I thought for a minute I was going to knock the chair over. The pain was unbearable. I screamed, "Take it off! Take it off!" And little did I know my story had a twist. Whilst I was locked up in prison, the day before my execution, the 2 executioners were partying hard, and I guess they set the whole chair up wrong. I thought it was just a simple switch, but luckily for me, it wasn't. I was sitting there thinking it was all over, moments away from the shock to end it all. But instead got a jolt that hurt like hell, but didn't finish the job. You'd think they'd just restart the damn thing and I'd get what was coming for me on that day, but it didn't happen. I'd live another year in prison. My case went all the way to the US Supreme Court as I tried everything to flip that death penalty. Sadly, it didn't work out. And they finally got me in the electric chair in 1947. That's the way it went down. If you'd never heard this story before then, subscribe to the channel or these stories will be lost forever.